This tutorial will show you how to create an account in Socrative, how to create a quiz in Socrative, how to use the quick question or exit slip function, and how to run a quiz as a space race. So, first thing you need to do is to get a free account. When you go through and fill out your information for a free account, make sure that you select that you are a teacher. That way you can run the events instead of being a student account. Once you have created your account, you're going to go to Teacher Login and fill out your information. It'll bring you to a home screen. The first thing that I would do to make your Socrative experience a little bit easier is at first your room is going to be a bunch of letters and numbers that they've randomly chosen for you. So what I would do is I would go to Menu and click on Profile. You can scroll in and fill out the rest of your information here if you would like. And then in this section you can choose a room name. And so you can make it whatever you want. The one that I use at school is Physics 1 because that's the name of my class, and so I use that only with Physics 1, and that they know that that's always going to be the room name. Or you can choose something else. Then you're going to go ahead and click Save, and your room should have changed if the room name is available. The next thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to create a quiz. And so if you click on Manage Quizzes, you see a couple options here. The Create Quiz option is where we are going to start, but if you want to see the quizzes that you already have, you can click on My Quizzes. If you want to import a quiz that another teacher has given you a code for, you can click Import Quiz there. And if you just want to see the reports of your students, you can click Reports, because it will save a report every single time that you run a quiz on Socrative. So to create a quiz, you're going to click Create Quiz. First thing you're going to do is you're going to name your quiz. This part right here, it says shared, soc number, and then a number here. You can either have it shared or not shared. This is where that import button is going to be very important. So if you are teaching a class, say with 3 other teachers, and you want to use the same formative assessments, if you click shared, if you send them this number, that number is unique to this quiz. And so when they plug that number into the import quiz, they will have all of your quiz questions and your answers, everything that you have created here. To add a tag, I haven't done this on my quizzes, but you can add Common Core tags if you would like to have that on your quizzes as well. There are 3 types of questions that you can add. You can add multiple choice, true, false, or short answer. For your multiple choice questions, you are going to type your question in here. As you can see, you have bold, italic, and underline options. You can also put subscripts and superscripts. They have just added this within the past 6 months or so, and this is very helpful for science and math teachers to include equations and formula names in their questions as well as their answer choices. So you will type your question here, and then after you've typed your question, you will go to the answer choices. So you can type out whatever your answer choices would be and say, let's say I only wanted to have 3 choices. The default is always 5. You can always add more or delete them. So if I wanted to only have 3, I would delete 2, and then I would only have 3 left. If I decided I still wanted 1 more, I could click add, and then I would have the 4th. To create the correct answer, you will just click on the answer, and that will be listed as the correct answer and will grade the students. Something I like to put on my formative assessments is an explanation of why the right answer is the correct answer, because usually I don't use these Socrative quizzes as a grade, and so I put an explanation here. Then you can add an image if you would like to help with the students. Usually an image that I would put would be a graph of some sort that they need to in order to answer the questions. Another option to add a question is a true-false question, and it works pretty much the same way. So you add your true-false question here. Then you can add the correct answer as true or false, add an explanation, and then an image. For the short answer, you can put your question here. This is where I would advise to either not put a correct answer and hand grade these, or be very specific in what you want their answers to be. Because whatever you put right here, it will grade it word for word, and sometimes students don't say it in the same language that you do or in the same order. So that would be something I would caution you of with this program. But it works the same way here. When you're done with all of your questions, you're going to click Save and Exit. When you're done, you can find your quizzes listed under My Quizzes, and when you click on that, you have an option to duplicate it, delete it, download it, or edit it. So if you want to go back and edit it at any time, you click on this button. If you want to download a hard copy of it, maybe for a student with an IEP, you can do that as well. Then you're going to click back to the dashboard button. This will bring you to the screen here with the 4 green options. You can either start a quiz. So right here, if you click Start a Quiz, you can select which quiz you want to start. There are a couple options. You can have immediate feedback, which is like I was talking about before with the explanations there. You can have student paced or teacher paced. Disable student names, I always leave this off, because if you click on, then it will not ask them for their name at the beginning, and if you want to track how they are doing, you want that to be off. Randomized question order, that depends on if you have your questions linking to each other, and each student needs to answer question 1 before question 2. Randomized answer order, and disable student feedback. And then you would start your quiz. When you start your quiz, you'll see the class total at the top, and when students start to take the quiz, you'll see it populate at the bottom. To finish the quiz, you just click Finish. Then you have a couple of options of what you can do with how you see your reports. If I want a copy of it later, I usually click Email, or if you click View Later, they will always have it in your report section. Space Race is how you run a space race. As you can see here, you select the number of teams. I usually click Auto Assign Team Colors, so there's no issues. Then you click your selected quiz and click Start Activity. And you guys have seen that activity already. If you go to Quick Question, you can choose, this is where you have your on-the-fly questions. So if you come up with a question, maybe while they're doing a practice activity that you want them to complete, you can click on any choice. It'll bring and put the answers on the board, and then you can have them answer that quick question. The exit ticket, sorry. The exit ticket works very similar. You have your live results that pop up and your questions that appear on the screen. So that is a quick tutorial of how to use Socrative. Now I would like you to practice by creating your own quiz.